Hello everyone, what is up? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about what's happening with XRP in the XRP community. Now, as we can see in CoinMarketCap, XRP is around 20 cents, just stable, as for the other coins as well. But now guys, before we jump into news, I'd like to say I'm not a financial advisor, nor is financial advice, just for entertainment value only. XRP Yo-Yo Tweeto, the base system is called XRP backed by gold. R3 bought up by Ripple, part 1.
Services, big banks, credit card companies, and we have a complete agreement on that. He says
that makes me very leery with the social credit score and everything else.
Right. It's going to get better. So listen to this. So Forex and technology, we didn't previously include this, but a lot of things have happened in the last 12 months. An agreement is included in this deal. Currency foreign exchange will be covered in its entirety in phase 1, which he plans to have agreed in 4 to 5 weeks. Here's the big one, though. The Forex exchange aspect of it is a lot more complete now than it would have been under the other system. Don't forget, a lot of things have happened with currency and foreign exchange that we weren't talking about a year ago. Now, I've called in a couple of other times before this talking about, blockchain and where all this is going. Yeah. So,
let me ask you this. The whole SWIFT thing, that kind of brought that to my mind with what you were just reading and where that's going to go.
Right. So what is SWIFT? SWIFT they will be using blockchain technology that is partnered with. They use the Corda Settler, which is part of R3, which is consortium of banks. R3 uses XRP for settlement. It's a rumor that R3 and Ripple was just bought out by Ripple. It's a rumor that hasn't been announced yet. I don't know if it's true, but from what I'm hearing, that's what happened. Now, on top of all of this trade war talk and the going back and forth, you have Ripple meeting with the highest members of the Chinese financial sector, and they're establishing an office in Shanghai.
And check this out. I heard Libra today. I just heard that's going belly up, and everybody's pulling out of it.
So he goes into more details about the part 2. There's other parts, but now again, SWIFT, R3, Ripple, XRP. This comes from XRP.
Anytime you go through this kind of, crypto winter trough, you see people kind of get flushed out, and you've seen layoffs in the crypto space. I view that as a healthy part of a nascent market growing, and but I think it'll force real utility in solving a real problem.
Brett, do you think that, can I ask a question, Brett? Do you think that the different blockchains are going to come together when you say that there's mergers? Do you think the Bitcoin blockchain and Ethereum are going to start to...
No, I was thinking more about, there's a lot of companies that have started. Yeah. Although I think what his question kind of underlies is, there's something like 2,000 different tokens and by definition underlying blockchains. I think 99% of them go away. Yeah. I think most of them, 99% is kind of a random number, but if we ended up with 10.
It's a big number.
Yeah, the vast majority are going to go away, and I think it's because a lot of them were created with either an unclear use case or a use case that hasn't proven out, and you already see that to some degree because there's no liquidity, and ultimately in the digital asset space, liquidity is critical to the success, and so we have been fortunate to build our technologies on something called the XRP ledger.
99%. How many coins will go away? 99%. It is a random percentage, but lots of coins will not be here in the future. Next comes from XRP Crow. I do think in the long run, cryptocurrencies will become reserve currencies, whether it is Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP.
And it's a fact of the world that the dollar is the reserve currency right now. That's changed every 80 or 100 years over the last 6 centuries. It used to be the Portuguese escudo and the Spanish real, and now it's the then the pound, now the dollar. There really isn't another candidate in the fiat currency world. I do think in the long run, and this is decades, cryptocurrencies will become reserve currencies. So whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum, Ripple, whatever, ultimately some of those will be reserve currencies, but government's very slow to change. And so, I think that's a 10 to 20 year, very slow progression, but that would be the answer. And
again, reserve currencies. Next one comes from Elja Boom. What crypto lesson can you learn from this?
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero. Zero. When it comes out, zero.
So that was just a couple seconds of that video. But again, will Bitcoin actually go to zero? Next one comes from EasyXRP. I like this picture. Look at this, guys. Now, this is actually a very cool picture right here. We can see Ripple, XRP, versus Swift. Now, guys, we're to the fun part of XRP, the XRP community. Now, this is quite interesting. XRP Yo-Yo tweeted out, the movie told us. Don't forget that.
It'll free up the economy.
The only reason why you're here first is because you don't want to get slapped with regulations. But if you are indeed asking, then I am saying no. It's unconstitutional. You can't make your own currency. That is the federal government's job.
The problem here is hard cash is fading rapidly. That's just the way of the world right now. And Bitcoin is spreading. And if Bitcoin takes over, we are all in a world of hell. With eCoin, we control the ledger and the mining servers. We are the authority. I will make sure you have visibility into every single wallet that's open, every loan, every transaction, which means we can start making new assets, which means we can start rebuilding the banking sector without your having to inject even more politically unpalatable federal funds into it. This is going to be controlled by a good old-fashioned American company. You want to regulate it? Be my guest. Regulate the shit out of it. I'll give you back doors, side doors, trace it, whatever you want. Just don't shut it down.
How long have you been pressing this pedal? How long have you been plotting against me?
Oh, come on, Jack. We've known each other for years. You know full well I don't give a shit about you. Defeats can still be profitable.
eCoin, guys. Who knows? Sounds familiar. This here comes from Jules. XRP $120 by the end of July. That's my price prediction for the price of 6 free range eggs due to hyperinflation. But again, guys, end of July, will we see XRP above $100? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Next here comes from Robert R. Imagine spending most of your salary to buy digital coins for the past 3 years of your life and telling everyone you'll be a millionaire while your investment is down 97% XRP. I mean, one day it will happen. One day it will happen. The final T for today's video comes from Baba Cooks. The XRP collapse is near. Are you ready to moon southern facing? So everyone withdraws their XRP out waiting on the collapse. Then boom, it moons. 2 years of waiting and you pull out last second waiting on this dip. So either way, guys, why cash out? But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. And you guys, see ya.
This is the beginning of the greatest economic cycle this country has had since World War II. And I knew the things that Donald would do. And he hasn't even got started. But this is the eye of the motherfucking storm, the perfect storm. It ain't never going to get any better. Never. This is perfect for the QLA model. If I could have written a prescription or a formula, I couldn't have written it any better. Low interest rates, money's free, you stupid. Massive chaos. And Donald's going to rip the mother economy apart. And he's going to for practice in a good way. This is it. It ain't never going to get any better. This is like a multiple orgasm the rest of your life, you fucking slags that are in the audience. This is it.
Sometimes I don't want to hear what Dan has to tell me. But as I wrote in one of my blogs, the old man, he's always right. because he's telling you what you don't want to hear about yourself, but what you know is true. And that is, you're not stepping yourself up. You're not stepping your game up. And you get caught up in fear. As Dan says, false expectations appearing real.